All right, folks, it's time we answer the question, should you get Sebastian Shaw? Well, first of all, it's up to you. It's a season pass card. You got to pay money for it. And if you don't want to pay money for it, then don't. But if you're willing to pay the $10 American to get the season pass, well then, yes, Sebastian Shaw is a great card. So to answer Shaw or nah, it's definitely yay, whatever. But anyways, yes, Sebastian Shaw is pretty damn good. My experimentation with it thus far has proven to be very reliable. It's a card that gets buffed when you buff it. Like, it's really that simple, and it's been very strong. And in the decks that I played, it seemed very consistent. I played it primarily in Silver Surfer because that's where I wanted to try it. Did it in some bounce as well. It felt really good, even with the new Chavez, for instance. This card is simply reliable, and it makes Dawkins look like garbage, honestly. Like, Dawkins feels like so much weaker compared to Sebastian Shaw. It's crazy. And we actually thought Dawkins was a pretty fair season pass card too, and Sebastian Shaw I think is clearly better. But before we get into that, I want to do another thing. We need to talk about this right here on this season pass. That's right, at level 40, a premium mystery variant. Now, why am I so excited about this? It was your boy Alex who was on the Snapchat with Cozy Snap, and I said, hey, we had this episode where we talked about our airing of grievances. And on that episode, I literally said, we need to have premium mystery variants in the season pass. We need to improve the kind of value proposition of the season pass to make it worth it. Because it is worth it already, but we got to add that little more. Like, why are we just not giving away premium mystery variants? Why is it all pixel variants all the time? Boom! Finally, it happened this December, early Christmas present. We got a premium mystery variant. The rest of the season pass is pretty solid. It's the same stuff. But that in and of itself made me so happy. You got the spicy Emma Frost there. You got the Sebastian Shaw. But let's talk about Sebastian Shaw more. But the season pass, I wanted to shout out that level 40 there. Now, right off the bat, let's go to the collection. So I've been experimenting with a whole bunch of Shaw lists. I focused really heavily on Surfer because that was where he was going to be my favorite. But I want to showcase the auto-generated Sebastian Shaw deck. This was using their internal data, I guess, because if you just, type in random things, you're like, hey, give me a deck, give me something, you do this, and it keeps giving me, so it gives me this nonstop, this discard deck that has Chavez in it, but clearly it thinks it's the old Chavez that you can discard with the Dracula, which doesn't even work that way because Chavez got changed. So it's like totally different, so that's kind of funny. And so with Sebastian Shaw, it generated this, which must have been one of the internal testing decks that it had data on. And it was okay. Naturally, you do have the Elsa Bloodstone, which just did get nerfed. Absolutely, the nerf is brutal. Only it's this location, absolutely rough. And then you have, obviously, a Okoye Nakia, which works with Dakin, Killmonger, and everything else. It's pretty good. You got the Forge. It worked. It worked. It was a pretty fair deck, but I think it is a couple cards off of being truly legitimate. It's not going to be, taking on a Werewolf by Night or anything like that, but it was good. It was fine, and we tested it, and you'll see some highlights of it too. It was totally fair. Now, the decks that I had brewed, there was one that really stood out that I liked, and that was Shaw by Night. The idea of using Werewolf by Night with Sebastian Shaw as a secondary win condition in a kind of bounce-based deck. It's pretty impressive, honestly. I was able to bounce back Surfer, play it again. I was able to use America Chavez multiple times, even hitting the Sebastian Shaw once or twice. A little bit of an unreliable effect because it's the top card, and unless you have Howard, which ironically is the only card in the game I do not have, you can't reliably hit it, so you just play it, bounce it, play it again, and hopefully you hit something of value like a Werewolf or whatever. Anything is pretty useful for it, right? And what's interesting about it is that I did run Legion as a bit of a splash, right? Which is for fun, and I actually didn't end up using Legion all that much, but I did like the Magic because with Magic, it just gives more beast values. You're bouncing stuff around Falcon. You get more time to really run up the cards. It does make them susceptible to Shadow Kings and stuff like that, but ultimately, I'm just being a little greedy. What can I say? Anyways, I did like Shaw by Night. This was a good list. I'll put a link in the description down below. I also, I had some fun with Wakanda Surfer. So similar to the Auto Shaw deck, I was trying to do something along the lines of like, okay, well, how can I make Sebastian Shaw work in a Wakanda shell? Well, basically, I had thought, okay, well, if I run Okoye, Nakia, Killmonger, Nova, and all that, well, what works best with that? Well, it's going to be Brood. I wanted Goose, even though even Mr. Sinister, we did some experimentation with, could be potentially pretty good. But I ultimately ran Gladiator because I'm like, I could get this Gladiator to a 9. It should trade effectively there. It wasn't bad. It was some moments where it kind of trolled me, but it actually wasn't bad. And then Sebastian Shaw loved all of this. It loved getting hit with Okoye. It loved getting hit with Nakia. It loved getting buffed by Silver Surfer, by the Nova. It was just a good deck. This one worked totally fine. I think it's similar to the other one, But I just liked it a little better because I'm an idiot and I like playing Gladiator. Even though the card's still not great, you don't need to play Gladiator at all. You can cut Gladiator right now and you could add in any other card, even Maximus if you want. It does not have to be Gladiator. It could be Polaris, anything else. Spider-Man, for instance, I ran Gladiator because I embrace the chaos. And then a couple of the other more experimental ones I had done. So I ran something like this, was called Power Surfer. The idea of trying to be like pretty strong on the board to set up a turn 6 with Negasonic, but ultimately didn't actually perform all that well. That was a good experiment. Iron Shaw, the idea of running like a Wong Ironheart to buff up Shaw, it was okay, not great. The other decks were better. Just want to show you kind of like where the experimentation went and stuff like that. Ultimately, though, if you look at this one here, it's actually a pretty decent shell. I just think you cut out the Elsa Bloodstone. Forge is good with it, but like honestly, this felt a little cleaner, just cleaner. It just was cleaner. What can I say? This felt pretty nice, pretty simple. It was basically a Silver Surfer deck, and again, Gladiator is not necessarily required. But overall, this was my favorite Shaw by night. The flex spot at turn cost 5 can be whatever you want. But ultimately, it was a good deck. It was a good deck, and I think Sebastian Shaw is definitely a good card. There's no question about it. It's a good card. It's worth the money. And in these gameplay highlights, you're going to see examples of me piloting it on the first day to some high degree of success. If you like to support the content, hit the like button. It's the best thing you can do. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hope you guys enjoy these gameplay highlights. It looks like we're playing a mirror match here, because the only time you're playing a Coccia is if you're playing Sebastian Shaw. Now, we didn't draw any of our 1s or 2s, which is a complete disaster. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a Nakia here. They played a Coccia, which I'm a little upset about, because I wish I had a Coccia to play on turn 2. They're brooding. Oh, they top decked their brood after playing a Coccia. That's dirty. Now, there is a new interaction with Elsa Bloodstone and brood, so we can give that a shot here. We can play Elsa. It's kind of underpowered. They're snapping. I don't want to leave just because I want to cook here. They're obviously playing the same deck, so I kind of want to see what they do with Shaw. I think we give right. Go here. So we have to Shaw left. We never play right. So we play Sarah here. We brood here. We Sebastian Shaw. We Silver Surfer. That's the play. So we're playing a mirror match here. Now I have Dokken as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of in this deck. So they're two playing the auto-generated deck. We got the mirror match set up. Sarah versus Sarah. They have Dokken. We're ready to go. They clearly realize I've given right. We have Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone's going to buff, I believe, one of the broods. We haven't tested this yet. We go Sebastian Shaw. We go Silver Surfer. That should beat the Dokken. Let's see what happens. Do we get this dub? Probably not, because they're going to play Sebastian Shaw mid and go hard. But let's go anyway. Oh, they go hard left. Not what I expected. Forge, okay. Into Skillmonger. I don't think that's an optimal play line. Okay. They might have wanted to Surfer first, get the Dokken, then Skillmonger, no? Let's go! Tight game. Very tight game. We pull Sebastian Shaw. They have Dokken. Clearly, Sebastian Shaw outpaces Dokken. That's what this game illustrates. We have Nakia in our hand. Do we draw anything? Oh, okay, we have Nakia Brood Shaw. This is pretty good. Okay, we got some Human Torch gameplay. I don't mind it. I mean, I would love to be able to play my cards. Drawing any of my 2-drops would be great. Not now. Like, you may as well forget about it now. But we will be playing Nakia. So we're going to say Phoenix Force player. I respect it. Phoenix Force has been fixed. Sebastian Shaw is getting buffed here. So now we can confidently, I think, play Sebastian Shaw. Probably play him mid. Turn 5. Okay. So they definitely Phoenix Force us here. Yeah, okay. So they're going to win one location on us. Are they gonna Taskmaster this bad boy or what? I kind of want to see it happen. Well, we can't leave now. If we're gonna lose, we gotta see it, right? Oh no, my heart. My heart. What do you even do? You feel so bad. You know, like for a second you thought it was all over, and then you just pull a dub out for no reason. You just like, I'm just gonna win. That's nasty. Now, Nova would be greedy on Shaw. We don't even need it. It's Brood. It's Skillmonger. And we send the Surfer. This is pretty disgusting. We're going to late snap. We're going to send it for 8. A little snap Rooney. Silver Surfer still buffs Shaw, Brood, and everything else. Okay, Vision. Nico. That is a massive 96 Human Torch. Whamp whamp.
That was embarrassing.
That actually hurt to watch.
Victory.
Okay, we can play Forge out here, see what happens. At best, at worst, we bounce him back. Not a huge fan of Machine World. Okay, okay. That's pretty good. Look at that. Oh, we missed the mark there. I think we get rid of Camartage. Keep Camartage. Yeah, I like the idea of saving Camartage.
Enough said, bub.
Wow. Okay. I think we play Falcon. Okay. Gotta do a lot more thinking with this deck we're playing right now. You hate thinking?
Enough said.
Yeah, me too. Whoa! What was that? Did you guys just see that? That was a new effect. Let's do this. I don't know how I feel about it. But Shaw's gonna go very vertical. They likely don't have any tech. Like, they're not gonna have Shang-Chi. Okay, Nova. Skillmonger. We never got Werewolf. Forge Nico. We'll send this. I don't know if it's enough. No. I'm hoping we reach here. We're short by 1. Damn. No, actually, no, we win. It's a double proc. Wow, we're actually going to do it, guys. Camartage, bringing us some mercy here. We got Sebastian Shaw at 28. That's not too shabby.
Victory.
Not too shabby. We win by 1. There's no way they expected us to win there. Wow. Pretty good. And Nico sitting at a 12 is pretty solid. Magic's a 10. I can use Forge multiple times, maybe. It's kind of interesting. So I can Forge now, Brood, then Forge this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please give me something I can play Forge on. Oh, the humanity. Disaster. How does that happen? How does this happen to me? Oh, so sad. They're playing Thanos, are they? I guess, like... I guess I just do this. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to pull one of those cards. I like the fact that they're weak there. Hopefully it goes mid. Of course. I just want initiative. Can't get it. Hey, okay. Their hand's pretty much already full. Mine wasn't. Now, the nice thing about Silk now... I think we set up right. Okay, interesting. They can still move Jeff. We need to top deck Skillmonger here. Maximus, not what we want. I'm gonna do this. See what happens. Wow. It's a Goliath. Huge swing and a miss. Wow, was not expecting that. We actually, that game was kind of weird for us. We didn't get what we needed. It was a very suboptimal game, especially with the Brood being discarded. But like, yeah, dodging the new Goliath. Wasn't going to happen. Got Nova on the Great Web, the worst location in Marvel Snap. We're also going to play Goose in mid. Oh. Well, we can zoom into that pretty effectively. They really can't. Get rid of this
Love your
Great
stuff,
Web.
and you help keep me informed on the game when I don't get as much time to play as I like.
Thank you so much for the Prime, and I'm so glad that you enjoy the content. One thing I do is I definitely put my best effort in remaining informed with the events of Marvel Snap, one might say. So I'm glad that you find that helpful. Truly, truly I am. Okay, they do got their Apoc. Now their Apoc's not going to be able to compete in the Duvalier here. We have Sebastian Shaw coming down. I think we're in a snappable position, but I suspect they retreat. Oh yeah, now we have Brood. This game's done. We snap, we play Sarah. There is a new Apoc voice line. So they're giving me Dracula, so they're going to win mid. But I don't think they can win right or left. Like, they can't win these other locations. They don't have the swarms, right? Now, I can't Juggernaut here. What I can do, however... Because Juggernaut, I don't want to feed into that location. We can pull a card. Because we might be able to discard their Chavez in their hand. Or whatever in their hand. No. Gladiator's risky. You know what? Let's sauce Gladiator for the memes. We'll do this. We'll send it. What's the worst that can happen with Gladiator? Plus, we got Sebastian Shaw here. So, Sebastian Shaw simply getting buffed by Silver Surfer here. Let's see what happens. Gladiator, do you betray us or not? Technically 12 power, but... Okay, Blade, lol. Hits their swarm. Oh, that might actually mess up their Dracula hard. Let's see, Shaw, 6 to 8. And so it's a 3-8 on the only hit from a Surfer. Wow. This is a bit. Oh, they actually hit the Apocalypse anyways. So they high rolled the Apocalypse on the Dracula, still gave up 4 cubes. You know what? Very simple game, but it showcases the absolute baseline of Sebastian Shaw. One hit with Silver Surfer, he's a 3-8. That's it. It's like the equivalent of with Dakin, you destroy the shard, he's a 3-8. So basically, one hit with Silver Surfer, one buff, Sebastian Shaw's a 3-8. That's the baseline.